What's up, everybody? Jake, aka Mindset Trader, here once again. And today I wanted to talk to you about Ethereum, the world's second largest digital asset, right behind Bitcoin, of course. And I just wanted to pop in and show you guys a couple of the similarities that I see with the price of Ethereum compared to the price of Bitcoin, as well as some differences. So obviously, Ethereum's going to follow the price of Bitcoin. They're pretty heavily correlated, and you'll be able to tell when we jump into the charts, which is right now. So taking a look at Ethereum, you see that it has a very similar market structure compared to Bitcoin, which we will switch to right now. They each have a long drawdown followed by an ascending channel that they both are in. Actually, Bitcoin actually broke below. So that's one difference, because Ethereum, on the other hand, did also have that long drawdown followed by the ascending channel, but we're actually still inside of that channel. And just looking at the market structure where it's at right now, you see a lot less resistance for Ethereum above the current price, which is sitting around 28.51 currently. So you see, we don't really have any resistance, really long-term resistance on the daily until about 3,500. Now we could put a resistance around here, the psychological one, right around 3,000. I would say. You see, we did have a couple bounces off that level. Obviously, it's a key number, psychological number, round number. But when we look at Bitcoin, on the other hand, we have a lot more resistance on the overhead. So we have resistance at 40K, 41K, 45K. So it would be a harder battle, I believe, for Bitcoin to get above these levels and hold than it is compared to Ethereum right now, which is bouncing off the 2750 level very nicely. You see, we tested it here, had a huge reaction, came down, just broke below it, and now we sprung. Once we hit this bottom of this channel here, we sprung above it, reached the top, and that's when we began to form this channel. And then we came back down and back up again to reach the top. But you see, before we're making the higher high, you sort of sprung here on this 2549 level, and then now you're basically back testing. So you're showing that there is accumulation here on the daily for Ethereum, and you also haven't violated this ascending channel. So this parallel channel is still intact technically for Ethereum. Meanwhile, on Bitcoin, it's barely hanging on. I would say it's actually out of it still. It's still trying to get back in there, I guess. But as of right now, we had this idea in the other video of this falling wedge. But for ETH, as long as it can stay above 2754, in my opinion, the longer we can stay above those levels, the higher the probability we will see $3,000 Ethereum again. So it's showing hidden bullish divergence, definitely big time on the MACD, Class C divergence on the RSI. So it's looking good for a return back to the upside for sure. I'll jump in on the weekly. I haven't looked at the weekly, to be honest, so we'll be doing it in a while. So we'll be doing this together here. So you see on the weekly, it was very nice. So you showed the hidden bullish divergence on the MACD as well as the RSI indicator. And this is on the weekly time scale. So it's a big deal, but it hasn't amounted to anything. It was terrible. The bulls just were not there. The bids weren't there. You had this high and you tested that $3,500 resistance, and now you're coming all the way back down. Now for the weekly, we could reverse here, honestly, but it does look like it would be more likely in the long term that we would at least come down to test the $2,600 level before returning. But you could always make a higher high here and rally. But so far, just a pretty pathetic attempt from the bulls in the long term. But for the daily, we do look primed to bounce off this level. If we do fall below 2750, we'll say, look for a drawdown very quickly, straight down to 2600, then 2500, and then we'll have to update the charts from there from what we see. So as of right now, I would say Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. We can easily tell that by the low here to the high of where we're at. It's up 30%, over 30% from the lows. If we jump into Bitcoin, you can do the same exact thing, just measure from the low of the lows to where the price is at now, and it's only up 16.5%. So Ethereum, without a doubt, is outperforming Bitcoin, a much stronger asset right now, and it looks prime for higher prices for sure. Just a better looking market structure, in my opinion. So that's about it. That's all I really wanted to point out for you guys, just a little breakdown of ETH, since we always focus on Bitcoin so much. But until next time, guys, I'm gonna hop off. So don't forget to do something your future self will thank you for, and remember, mindset matters.